Are we really living in a globalized period? Whether the current economy is a globalized one? This is a debatable topic as more nations, more economies, more countries are coming up with the trade restrictive measures. More nations are protecting their economy, their domestic economy from foreign competition. Today, let's look at the economic integration. Economic integration could be a process of combining or resembling economic policies of different countries. The economic policies could be unified, economic policies could be combined of various nations. This is economic integration. So it could be combining the trade policies of different countries, market policies of different countries, labor policies of various nations. Investment policies could be combined for various nations. Financial policies of various nations can be resembled or unified. So it could be the combining process of monetary policies of various nations. So in other words, economic integration could be reflected in trade policies of different nations, labor policies, investment policies, market policies, monetary policy, fiscal policy. This is economic integration. This is the resemblance or unification or combining process of economic policies of various nations. So this could be possible through removing trade barriers of various nations. It could be done through multilateral agreement, forming international organizations like World Trade Organization, European Union, Association of Southeast Asian Nations. So through political cooperation, economic integration could be possible. So let's look various forms or stages of economic integration. It is preferential trade area, free trade area, customs union, common market and economic union. First one is preferential trade area. Preferential trade area is the first or preliminary stage of economic integration. This is in fact the weak form of economic integration as well. So this could be possible through reducing the tariff for the trade among various nations in a trading region or trading bloc. So some preferences could be given for certain goods or services. Certain preferences could be given for certain nations as well. This is preferential trade area. So this could be possible through multilateral, bilateral agreement related to trade. Second one is free trade area. This is comparatively an advanced form of economic integration compared to preferential trade area. This is free trade area is an area in which a group of nations agrees for a mutual trade without any restriction or with minimum restriction. Inside the free trade area, commodities or services are free from restrictions. In general, more commodities are free from trade restrictions. The tariff barriers and non-tariff barriers are minimum or less in a free trade area, but the free trade area, the nations in a free trade bloc will have their own different policies with the rest of the world. For example, ASEAN is a free trade area. Inside the ASEAN region, the commodities are freely moving from one nation to another without any restriction or with minimum restrictions in place. But ASEAN nations, various ASEAN nations will have their own policy with different nations. For example, Vietnam as a member of ASEAN will have its own policy, trade policy with India. Thailand is another ASEAN member. Thailand will have their own trade policy with India. It depends on their own domestic economy and India's economy. So another example for free trade is NAFTA, recently replaced by USMCA, that is United States Mexico Canada Trade Agreement. Free trade area in fact means the trade is taking place without less restriction or minimum restriction, or in case no restriction. But free trade area doesn't actually mean the trade of all commodities and services are free from restriction. There are some restrictions, there may be some restrictions in place, but more commodities are free from restrictions. Third one and more advanced form of economic integration is customs union. Customs union is a trading bloc. Trading bloc is formed by the nations with the nations. So this is a trading bloc with no trade barriers inside the trading bloc, and plus they have a common tariff policy with the rest of the world. They have common trade policy with the rest of the world, and this is in fact customs union is a free trade area with common external tariff. So this could be formed through agreement, just like any other form of economic integration. So European Union could be a customs union. It is in fact something more than that. It is in fact an economic union as well. Fourth form or stage of economic integration is common market. Customs union plus common economic market policies will form the common market. Common market is a trading bloc formed by the nations with free trade policy and common external tariff policy with the rest of the world, plus common market policies of the nations in the common market. So European Union has been a common market since 1993. This is to gain the benefit of being a member of single market. The most advanced and final stage of economic integration is economic union. Economic union is primarily a trading bloc, primarily a customs union with common monetary and fiscal policies. So in an economic union, generally theoretically monetary policies will be unified, will be single, fiscal policies will be single, tariff policies will be single. The entire economic policies will be theoretically single in an economic union. So economic union is formed in a customs union when common economic policies are in place. This is a currency union as well. The mostly cited example for economic union in the recent world, in the present world, is European Union, where there is a single currency. Single currency is shared by the members of European Union, that is euro. There is free trade inside the trading bloc. Inside the European Union, the commodities are moving without any restriction. The factors are moving freely. Laborers are moving freely, even without visa, even without passport. Certain nations allow the entry of European Union citizens. So migration is pretty simple in a common economic union, and there is single monetary policy under the control of European Central Bank. This is the power of economic union. So in short, there are five stages or five forms of economic integration. Starting from preferential trade area, there is a weak form of economic integration. Second one is free trade area, where the trade is free from restrictions inside the trading bloc. And third one is customs union. Customs union is a trading bloc where inside the trading bloc the free trade is in place, and they will have common trade policy common tariff structure with rest of the world. Fourth one is common market. Common market is an advanced form of customs union with the resemblance of common market policies. Fifth and last most advanced stage of economic integration is economic union, where the economic policies, even monetary and fiscal policies, are shared. In fact, in European Union, monetary policy is shared, but fiscal policies are not shared, but their policies will be impacted, influenced by the member of being the member of a European Union. Thank you.